Hello and welcome. Kerry here from Healing Humanity, the power of a proper human diet, and we are here for you, our Carnivore Q A Thursday night live. We are here to answer your questions, and we're going to do some giveaways, and we're going to have some fun. And I guess quick disclosure, we're not doctors. We're not giving medical advice here. You should consult with your doctor or healthcare professional for any of those types of decisions, but we'll try to answer all of your other questions as well. So please post your best question with hashtag ribeye. We're going to be giving away this Healing Humanity shirt. So as we get things rolling and people are jumping on, start posting your questions, please. Hashtag ribeye. We're going to give away a blue Healing Humanity shirt. You can either post your best question with hashtag ribeye or your carnivore testimony, your testimony of healing with hashtag ribeye. Adam, Renee, Ashley, how are you guys doing?
Fantastic.
Doing great.
Awesome. And in order to win, you need to make sure that you are subscribed to Adam, Renee, and Ashley. There is a link in the description below. It takes like 2 seconds to do that. So post your best question with hashtag ribeye and make sure you're following each of these individuals. And before we get started, I think we've got some exciting announcements from Ashley. What do we got coming up, Ashley?
We do, but hang on. I gotta take that off real quick. I literally just got finished smoking my turkey. More to come on that one in a minute. But we have got a couple of new meetups. First of all, I got to say, Hack Your Health was last week. I'm sure we'll probably talk a little bit about it. Amazing. Thank you for all the people who were there and supported us. I know you're probably watching some of this on the live stream too. That was amazing. But now that that's behind us, we're moving onward to the next events. So San Diego, California coming up, and that is going to be January 17th. We've got that one updated on our website, healinghumanity.movie/events. You can purchase tickets for that one right now. And we're excited about that one. Courtney, Luna, Lash, and Dr. Kiltz, and Christy from Meeting Wellness, Adam, Carrie, a whole bunch of us are already going to be there, and we're lining up a couple others probably for that one. And then shortly after that, in February 21st, we can almost sell the tickets. Probably in the next day or two, we will get that hopefully updated here soon on our website, healinghumanity.movie/events. But we can announce the Charleston, South Carolina meetup. Super excited about this one because I have not met Mimi Morgan personally. And so I'm super excited. She's going to be one of our primary speakers there. And she's amazing, big part of the documentary. So that's going to be very exciting as well. And then we get to see Lynn and Jim Tucker Carnivore, or Lynn Tucker Carnivore, and her husband Jim as well, who we got to see in Tampa, which was amazing, and just going to be a great event. So if you're close to the South Carolina area, Charleston, come on out for that one. We'll have tickets available soon.
All right. Exciting stuff. And then the last thing I want to mention is join us at Meatstock 2026, meatstockconvention.com. You can use code Healing Humanity to get a discount. May 2nd, May 3rd in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, and it's going to be amazing. Everybody's going to be there. Dr. Chafee, Dr. Barry, Dr. Baker, Dr. Berg, Dr. Kiltz. So join us in Tennessee. All right. We are here to answer your questions. Don't be shy. Post your best question with hashtag ribeye. Let's see what we got going on here. We got a new member, Florence. Welcome. Thank you. Charger Mopar Rick, it was great to finally meet Carrie and Jen in person last week. It was great meeting Rick.
Yes, great to meet you, Rick. I enjoyed it too. It's one of those things when you meet somebody in person and, even though you've seen them on the screen, it's just not the same thing. And I knew Rick was tall, but I didn't know he was that tall.
Right. We've got a question from Kashubi. I suddenly am not able to tolerate dairy, cramping and diarrhea. Any idea why? I'm 52, female, 128 pounds, very healthy, and started keto 11 months ago, carnivore 6 months. Any ideas?
A good one for
Renee?
Our coach here. Yeah.
Honestly don't know why all of a sudden you would stop being able to tolerate dairy, but I can say that if you're not tolerating it, stay away from it. Sometimes as our guts heal and we start healing, and we know keto and carnivore both are very healing, we realized that a lot of the food that was bothering us, we couldn't hear it because we were so overwhelmed with everything that we were eating. So when you start to heal, your body starts to tell you, hey, I don't like that. And I find out that there's a lot of food that I can't eat anymore just because I never knew what bothered me to begin with. So I would say stay away from the dairy if it's causing those problems.
Good stuff. All right. We've got new member Jess Beck. Thank you for that. And is that Jonathan? Ancestral Clarity, our friend Jonathan from Norway. It was so much fun meeting everyone last weekend. We agree. It was great meeting you, Jonathan. For those of you that don't know, Jonathan came to America from Norway. 5 minutes outside of going to his first big carnivore conference, he got run over by a car. Adam claims the driver was vegan. We're not sure, but it's possible. Jonathan jumped right up with a smile on his face. He rode the ambulance to the hospital where they poisoned him with orange juice and candy. They literally offered him candy, but he relented. Jonathan's got a great story. At Ancestral Clarity. All right, here's another question we have from Tom. According to my scan, I need to gain 5 pounds of lean muscle and lose 2 pounds of fat. I'm 70 years old with a heart condition. How to gain muscle? 135 pounds, and Sven aged me to 79 years old. Adam, you got any thoughts on that one?
Well, I mean, Dr. Baker talks about this all the time with building muscle, lift heavy things. Dr. Berry also kind of says the same thing. With a heart condition, I definitely would make sure that you're doing this with a licensed professional. Don't just willy-nilly pick up heavy stuff and then start working that way. So it looks like you're pretty close to where you need to be. So that's good. And the scans they're not 100% perfect either. So, I'm sure there's maybe you don't have 2 pounds of fat to lose, and maybe you have a little bit less muscle to gain. So sounds like you're pretty close, but I would definitely work with a physician and a fitness coach to try to help you get to your goals for sure.
And the one thing that jumped off the page to me at that one too is you're 70 years old, and look at that ratio. I mean, you're if that's, most people have a lot further to go than that. So good on you. Kudos for where you're at and still paying attention and still working to try and optimize where you're at. I mean, great job.
And I tell my patients that, as Americans, we chronically undereat protein just because the American Standard Diet, if you look at the food pyramid that we were all taught, protein is not at the bottom where it should be. And a lot of the times just increasing your protein can build muscle without doing anything else. So definitely make sure you're getting what you should be eating for protein every day.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, real quick, I got to shout out Renee at Eating Meat to Walk. One of the inspiring things that happened over the weekend, this young lady came up to me and she had the same condition that Renee had, CIPD?
CIDP.
CIDP. And this young lady, just real quick, she told me that she was 75% of her body was paralyzed. 75%. And after 60 days on carnivore, after watching Renee and hearing her story, after 60 days on carnivore, she went from 75% paralyzed to running, literally running. Just absolutely incredible. Kudos to Renee. What an inspiration. That's amazing. I sent Renee a little video, but she wasn't quite comfortable going on camera, but she may come on and share her story at some time because it's such an inspiration. Just amazing.
I got to witness that conversation. And one of the other cool things you were focused on her, but watching her husband next to her and how happy he was, you could tell, I mean, how impactful that was on their marriage too. I mean, obviously, and he was glowing just about as much as she was excited to talk about the healing.
Yeah. Renee, quick question. How is this not front page news? 60 days from paralyzed to running. I don't understand.
I don't get it either. I mean, all of us have our own amazing healing stories, but I went from barely being able to walk and I was using a cane and getting chemotherapy to, I'm not on any medication right now. other than hormone replacement, because I have a little bit of wackiness with menopause. But I mean, other than that, like nothing. So I don't know. I don't know how it is. I am grateful that I found a company to work with that our goal is to reverse metabolic disease, and they know that it can be reversed. And so we've just got to keep this movement going.
Absolutely.
But you did make me cry, like a lot.
I tend to do that for people. Sorry about that.
Carrie.
It wasn't my fault. All right. Sarah has a question. My friend doesn't have a gallbladder, so she's feeling she can't go completely carnivore. Any advice? I'll take this one quick, but if anyone else has any feedback, feel free to jump in. I don't have a gallbladder. I know our friend Lynn, Midlife Carnivore, doesn't have a gallbladder, and many carnivores don't have a gallbladder, likely because we weren't eating enough fat and eating like proper humans our entire lives that caused us to lose our gallbladder. But I'm just fine. Some people have to take a little bit of ox bile or adjust to eating fat a little bit slower, but I have talked to more carnivores that didn't have their gallbladder, I think, than probably did have their gallbladder, and most of them are doing just fine. Some of them need to supplement a little bit in the beginning, but I am been doing this almost 1,000 days now, and I'm absolutely thriving with no gallbladder. So what about you guys? Anyone here not have a gallbladder?
Still have mine, as far as I know.
Still have yours? Oh, Mr.
mine.
Fancy Pants over there with the gallbladder. Nice. Yeah, awesome. All right. Here's a good question. I like this one. Thinking for myself. I'll shoot this one to Ashley first. What is your favorite carnivore spread? All of the mains and sides.
Well, I'll tell you what my favorite thing to do when I have guests over and I'm going to try and impress. I love, and I'm not sure if I can show it without spilling anything here, but I like having a great cut of meat and serve it on a cutting board. So the whole family gets cutting boards. The whole family gets slices of the meat. I don't do any other sides personally. Whenever I have my family over, they know they're coming to a carnivore house, and they're gonna get meat. Deviled eggs are usually a good winner. There's definitely some things that you can do, on the side with that. But if you have a great cooked meat as the main portion, that's all you need. Thanksgiving gets tricky. So I get it. There's a lot of carnivore recipes out there and recipe books that, and honestly, there's some work to put to get some of those carnivore mashed potatoes and breads and other things out there that Emma's channel is fantastic for, if you want to learn more recipes on that. But I'm just a meat guy. So I serve meat. Prime rib, that's a winner almost every time. Great smoked turkey, which hopefully I'll have a video coming out very soon on that before Thanksgiving. And yeah, you're good to go.
Yeah, I love it. Thanksgiving for us, we're going nuts. All sorts of different cuts of meat and bacon and celebrating carnivore, really going kind of over the top. But my favorite meal today, though, was I had a Power Bowl, and it's been a little while, and it was very good. Very good Power Bowl. Can't go wrong with that. All right. Hey, we got Bill Knott in the audience. Hey, Bill. Bill has a new YouTube video coming out tomorrow, by the way. Check out that. All right. Next question we have from Scott. Hashtag ribeye. I've lost 75 pounds since January 25th. Reversed my stage 4 chronic kidney disease back to stage 2 so far. Go carnivore. Scott with the testimony.
That's
Love
awesome.
it. Well done, Scott.
Excellent.
We love the testimonies. So share your testimony with hashtag ribeye. You are entered to win the shirt we're going to be doing a drawing for in just a couple minutes. Oh, we got one here from Juliet. I reversed type 2 diabetes and high blood pressure, lots of other things, no longer on any medications.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
I love that.
You know, when I was first diagnosed with the type 2 diabetes, that's one of the things the doctor told me. He said, the most lethal combination out there is diabetes and high blood pressure. And, the fact that you have both of them or were able to reverse both of them, huge shout out. Great kudos. That's amazing, because that's really you saved your life there. I mean, great job.
Absolutely.
Keep it going.
Nancy asks, where's Bill Knott? Bill Knott has just entered the building, and Bill said, I had my gallbladder removed when I was 22 years old. 2.5 years,
Wow.
carnivore strong.
Wow.
Excellent.
All right, let's see where we at here. This is from Gary Frazier. Hello, everybody. I'm 2 years carnivore on December 1st. Met you in Canada, Carrie. I am a strict carnivore and can't get my A1C down. Daily glucose numbers are very high, even if I fast. Any thoughts on this? Maybe Adam?
Yeah, I sort of have a similar issue with this, and I've been doing some experimenting with a CGM continuous glucose monitor. And this may help in your case as well to see what might be affecting you,
Yes.
and see if there's certain things in your diet that might be adding to the higher glucose. For me, it was coffee, and the extra cortisol that I was having in my body, I believe, was causing my glucose to be higher and my A1C to be higher. And since I removed the coffee, my average or my fasting glucose went from about 110 down to about 85, which was, I'm glad it was that easy for me to find and fix, because it may not be the same for others. Everybody has their own specific physiology and challenges that they need to work through, but that was the key for me. So I did just eliminate coffee. So normally I would have 3 stevia in each cup of coffee, which is more like 2 cups of coffee, actually, not just one. So I eliminated the coffee, but kept drinking warm water with the 3 stevias in it, just to make sure that I was continuing to drink that and consume that, and eliminate it to specifically the coffee, because I would never know if I eliminated both. So that's what it was for me. I don't know if you guys have seen anything in this area.
Yeah, I did the same thing. I wore a CGM because I couldn't figure out why my glucoses were so high. And I discovered I was overeating protein. Gluconeogenesis is real. We can overeat protein. And I had been on a program where I was eating like 170 grams of protein a day. And every time I ate, my sugars would go to like 130. I mean, I had good fasting, but it was not great. So when I lowered my protein down, my sugars all leveled out, and then I had no spikes. So, there's so many things that can affect it. And as far as the A1C, I'm going to be honest. A lot of carnivores have high A1Cs, and the longer you're carnivore, you can see your A1C going up. And that's because our cells live longer and they're healthier. And, the A1C is just a 3-month snapshot of what your sugars were like for that 3 months. But if your cells live longer than 3 months, then your sugars, then the A1C can show higher, even though it's really not. So I really suggest getting fasting glucose and a fasting insulin, because those will actually really tell you where you're at with your sugars.
That's great to point out, Renee, because I don't believe that there's any studies that definitively show that carnivores' red blood cells live longer, and thus they're being glycated more. But it's basically through the opposite of that. There are studies with people where the red blood cells do not live long. They live in half as long as a normal person, let's say, for instance, and their A1Cs are like 1 or 3, very, very low. So through a process of deduction, you could say, if red blood cells live longer or live shorter and they're glycated less, and the A1C is down, if they do live longer, chances are they're going to be glycated more, and that A1C is going to be higher.
Good stuff. All right. Aussie from Down Under, good morning from Melbourne, Australia. Been on carnivore for 6 months and have lost 80 pounds.
Wow. Excellent.
And our friend Thomas, Target Prime Rim, I have lowered my A1C from 8.9 to 6.2 and went from unable to move to walking over 10,000 steps to working again.
Yay,
Wow.
Well done, Thomas.
That's awesome. And a lot of people don't know, Thomas, maybe don't know that he actually had to have toes removed. So 10,000 steps for him is a little bit more challenging than the rest of us. So that's amazing.
Incredible. All right. We got a question from Rachel White. Is there a carnivore mayonnaise or recipe? I'm not familiar. Anyone?
I make one. I I haven't found. I used to make it with olive oil, and then I changed over and I've tried it with bacon grease and I've tried it with other things. But it's just 1 cup of fat and a couple of eggs and some salt and some lemon or some vinegar to give it, to just tang it. But I personally haven't found a good replacement, and the olive oil doesn't taste good once you become carnivore. So
Right.
Yeah, the bacon, grease, and egg. That's the closest I've seen. Like
there is a butter mayo also that's pretty good.
Oh, I've not tried that.
All right. We've got a question from Stevie Wood, still on a stall, 7 to 8 months. Have tried eating more to only gain. Any suggestions for a 7 to 8 month stall?
Hard to know exactly what you've tried so far. So I'm going to go back to just, again, one of the things that you can do is make adjustments, but not all at once. Keep track of what you're adjusting. So if you are still doing dairy, that's usually the number one thing that we recommend. Pull dairy out for a little while, see what that does. 7 to 8 months is a long time to be on a stall. Also, I don't know how much weight you still have to lose, right? So that makes a big difference too in what is your body doing as far as the healing process go, and is it focusing on that last 5%, which is the hardest to get off of anybody, or is there a significant amount of weight that you still have to lose? So maybe there is a reason there, something else you can do to make adjustments there. So best advice I can give without knowing more details is kind of try one thing at a time and monitor it, see how it goes, right? And then if that doesn't work or that doesn't, then try something else. And there's a few different things, and our community is a great opportunity. If you have specific questions, to jump in and you can get some more one-on-one or on the Zoom calls and give some more details, because it's really hard to know exactly just out of that one comment.
Christy has an off-topic question for Adam. Has anyone ever told you resemble Judge Reinhold to some degree?
Who's Judge Reinhold?
I don't know who that is either.
Let me pull it up here. I'm prepared.
Is he good looking or ugly?
There we go.
He's not bad.
A little bit of a resemblance there.
Okay. Yeah, I like him. He's been in some good movies.
Have you ever been told that though, Adam?
No, I have not.
That's a
now
new one.
I have.
All right. Well, there you go. You'll have to check out some Judge Reinhold movies. All right. John, Together Strong. Top weight, 367 pounds, down 175 pounds. Reverse diabetes, 5 bypass surgery 4 years ago. I'm off all medications.
Goodness.
Woo!
Amazing.
Congratulations.
Excellent.
Wow. Getting some good testimonies tonight. I love it.
We just need to do like a full testimony live stream, right? Like where it's just nothing but testimonies. That's so great. I love watching those. Love hearing it.
Here's one more from Amy, a good friend, Amy. I've lost 80 pounds and was able to put my wheelchair in storage. And my depression is so much better, and just had heart surgery due to being healthier. I'm getting better and better.
Yay, Amy.
That's
Amy.
awesome.
All right. Rogue Artist. Have you heard of Alpha Gal from ticks? It makes you allergic to meat. I have heard it. I have nightmares about it. I don't know much more. Anyone else have any experience with the Alpha Gal?
No experience with it, but I will say that I met at Hack Your Health. I got to meet Emily Penton, and I would look her channel up because she's going through that as well. And she may have some good tips and tricks, and even just somebody to go alongside with. She's dealing with that right now. And I'm like, Carrie, I pray that doesn't happen.
Yeah. She's dealing with it. From what I understand, she's been able to remain meat-based. So check out her channel, Emily Penton. All right. Jets Afterburner. What kind of stuffing do you guys do for the turkey?
Filet mignon.
That's funny.
I was going to say bacon. I don't know.
You could watch Carrie's video, and if you don't get if you don't locate the gizzards, you might have your own stuffing in there.
There you go. Yeah, it comes.
ChatGPT, you got it. You figured it out.
Comes built in. All right.
But to answer that question, no stuffing for me. I mean, I don't, because I'm telling you, I sampled it earlier. It's one of the best turkeys I think I've ever had. Seriously, I brined it 12 hours with salt and water. There's nothing else in there. There's no spices. I did it pure 100% carnivore just to show you can do it. And it's an amazing turkey. The taste is phenomenal. Brined it 12 hours, smoked it on the smoker, pulled it out at the perfect temperature. That's the key. And oh man, I even squeezed it. I shouldn't have, but I just had to show it. I hope the video picks it up. I squeeze it and you should see the juices dripping out of it. It's crazy.
Amazing.
So delicious.
We're going to do a drawing here in just a second, but I have one quick question for Ashley. As someone who's smoked and seasoned and sauced a lot of meat over your life, has it been a shock to you how good meat is just with salt and nothing else on it?
Yeah. Well, and I don't know if you are referring to this, but I remember when it was in Hack Your Health last year, not this last one, when Dr. Chafee was not doing any salt or anything, and he had me do a brisket with no seasonings. And I thought, I'm from Texas, bro. I can't do a brisket without some salt and pepper. Like, that's crazy. That's the only way I eat my brisket now. I don't salt it. I don't salt it. I don't pepper it. It's so delicious. The meat just speaks for itself. I add a little salt afterwards, but that's all you need. It's absolutely amazing. It really is. And maybe your taste buds change over time, but I've had steaks with seasoning on it afterwards to see, and I still gravitate back to the salt only. That's just the way I like to do it. It's delicious. It brings out that meaty goodness.
Good stuff. All right, we're going to do the drawing now for the Healing Humanity shirt. Here we go. Hashtag ribeye. The winner of a Healing Humanity shirt in color blue is Sandy Blythe 4508.
Hey.
Adam, where can Sandy Blythe claim her prize?
Well, Carrie, Sandy Blythe can go to healinghumanity.movie/giveaway, fill out the form, and Ashley will promptly send you a t-shirt. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Amazing.
All right. We're going to do one more giveaway here. We're going to be giving away a 30-day membership to healinghumanity.life. So post your best question or testimony, your testimony of healing, but use hashtag life. And we're going to do that drawing. We do over a dozen Zoom calls per week. We have on doctors and experts, and we do a Q&A on Tuesday. We do an Inspire Together on Thursday. You can hang out with Dante Ferrigno or Amy. So come join us. Hashtag life. And if you don't win, you can get 50% off your first month. There is a promo code in the description below. All right.
One thing I want to add to that, Carrie, real quick, is we have our breaking addictions calls. So a lot of people that maybe have issues with being addicted to carbs and sugar. We have 5 of those calls every single week, and you can get hooked up with a sponsor that's going to help you kind of work through some of those tough times. Lynn Devoki, that's on our team, Midlife Carnivore, she actually wrote the book, Breaking Addictions, and the workbook that goes along with it. Those can be found on Amazon. But we are actively trying to work to break this portion of our site out and make it a free portion potentially. So please stay tuned for that. But for now, if you get inside of our group, we'll be able to help you out with just stay away from those carbs because they ain't wanting to help us.
Yeah, it's such an important thing. I think addiction's a much bigger part of this than most people realize. Which brings us to a good question from Clarice. How to strengthen willpower to keep on eating healthy? That's one thing I would suggest is treating this like a serious addiction, because it is. A lot of people don't, and they try to moderate their addiction. And it's hard to have willpower when you're trying to moderate an addiction. So getting in a community and getting help is one way to do that, but also really treating it seriously. I always say treat it like it's a matter of life or death, because it is. You're not going to die instantly today, but it could drastically reduce your life if you're walking around chronically inflamed for years and years and decades and decades. So,
yeah, and there's to add to that, Carrie, there's something you always say that it's so true. But once you feel healthy and you feel good, it's such I wish there was some way for people to experience that. Just to have a goal setter, right? I can feel it for 10 minutes. Okay, I want that. And then that would be so much easier, but you got to get there. So The biggest thing I can say is really, if you're struggling, if you're falling, just set a goal, get some kind of accountability, and just do it. Really, really do it. 30 days, get to that point where you're feeling good and you go, wow, okay, this makes a difference. And it really, really changes things. You know, how many times do we hear, well, it's somebody's birthday tomorrow, so I won't start till after that. I mean, we can come up with reasons probably for eternity, right? Like there's just, so you gotta be feeling great. And it's amazing once you get there.
Yep.
Yeah. I feel like there needs to be, you need to have a mindset shift. I think that's probably the most important thing because, you know, most of us, we only have so much willpower, right? It comes and then it goes like a flash in the pan. So you have to have a mindset shift with this. And I want to start sharing some of this stuff on my channel as well. That, you know, I think the majority of this is it's all in the mind. And all of our prior programming and learning and knowledge that we've had and what we've been taught, we have to learn to boot that stuff out of our brain and learn new things and understand that these processed foods and things that we've been eating and consuming for years and years and decades, it's actually poison. It's not meant for consumption for humans. So that has to be the first and foremost mind shift that most people have in order to have success. And that will help to steer you towards the real foods. I think the diet portion is one thing, but it's honestly pretty simple. You know, beef, butter, bacon, and eggs, for the most part. You know, 90% or more. Make sure that what you're eating is animal based. That's very simple, but the hard part is in the mind. And I think if you concentrate more in that area, you'll probably likely have more success in the long term. And I feel like I feel like that's what's happened with Carrie. I know that's what's happened with me. Like it was definitely a mindset shift that I couldn't have willpower for 2.5 years that I've been eating this way. So I don't know. You got anything to comment on that, Carrie?
No, I think you're absolutely right. It's hard to describe to people too, but I think there was a point at me where there was a major mind shift change, and I stopped looking at food like entertainment or pleasure, and it was just like, this is just fuel, which, by the way, is what every other species on the entire planet does. It's hard to wrap your brain around it when it's different your entire life, but once you do it, it's so easy. I wish there was a way that we could package that in a pill and give to someone so they could just feel this good for one day and then understand it and understand getting rid of the brain fog and the inflammation and all these little aches and pains, because that's the other thing that's so remarkable that I think a lot of people don't realize. They feel like they're doing carnivore for weight loss or something else, and then a million other things end up healing for them. But definitely a mind shift change. And I also love what Ashley said too about just, if you're having trouble sticking to it, it's so powerful if you write it down and you just say, I am going to do this for 30 days no matter what, and write it down every single day and stick to that, versus just, I think I'm gonna do it for 30 days because like we were saying, there's always a birthday or something that comes up that gives you an excuse to drop out of it. If you do it and you do it strictly for 30 days and you get over the sugar addiction, your mind shift starts to change a little bit. It becomes a lot easier, versus if you just kind of willy-nilly do it a little bit here or there, it's a lot harder to overcome those addictions. So, all right. We've got G. Hopkins. Any more Healing Humanity sneak peeks? Well, we actually just shared 2 sneak peeks at Hack Your Health, and we're going to be sharing one at our next meetup. We are on the final stages. Our editor just sent us a major portion of the edit. We're so excited to share the documentary with you. I know everybody's waiting patiently, but he's editing through the end of the year. And then we're going to be releasing one final trailer. So yes, there will be another sneak peek trailer before the main documentary is ready. But it's super exciting. We're on the home stretch. Our editor's making some really good progress. So stay tuned. Hey, we got James. I was at Hack Your Health, and I've been carnivore since Sunday.
Hey, all right.
I don't know if we influenced you. I don't care. I hope somebody did, but that was my goal going to Hack Your Health. Like, I just want to get one. I want to get one person to try this or convince someone. So
yeah, James, tell us in the comments if you came by and talked to any of us there at the booth, and or who who helped influence you there on that, but I love it. That's great. Good for you. Keep us posted on how it goes.
And the name sounds familiar, so maybe it was one of the many people we spoke to. Uncle Charlie needs to win a new shirt because he lost over 100 pounds on Carnivore.
That's awesome.
Good reason to go shopping right there. Amazing. All right, question. Anyone here ever dealt with iron overload and then found success with Carnivore? Renee, no. Ashley, no. Adam, no. I haven't.
I don't have any experience at that.
No, I would say not. I know my iron levels were very high at one point before Carnivore, and that was actually one of the concerns I had starting Carnivore. But I heard a good old Dr. Barry talking about it, and it kind of overcame the fears that your body knows what to do, and it'll level it out. And for me, it definitely did. I don't know what overload means though, so I don't know exactly how high it is. So I don't know if I can compare it to that, but my iron levels were definitely high.
Right. I highly suggest watching the Dr. Barry video. It's really good. The one that you're talking about, Ashley.
Yeah.
Danny, hello everyone. It was great meeting Carrie and Adam at Hack Your Health. Was happy to finally get a Healing Humanity shirt. Oh, awesome.
Awesome.
You,
yeah, it was fun meeting you, Danny.
All the amazing people that came by and the support. I mean, that's really kind of been a fun part. And I'm sure, Carrie, that probably blows you away as far as just the amazing amount of support. I mean, you even talked to people that came to Hack Your Health specifically to come visit you and the Healing Humanity booth. Like, I mean, that's just, love all the support in the community. You guys are amazing.
Yeah, it was incredible. I really appreciate it. I love hearing this. I'm addicted to it. I love hearing the stories, and you get a little taste of it on YouTube and in the comments, but it was really kind of shocking and amazing how many people have found healing, how many people were coming up and they just wanted to. It's also amazing the yearning to want to share the story as well. I love it for sure. Carnivore Teacher Alpha, I'm 60 and noticed as I looked in the mirror that my beard hair is turning back to brown from white. Total carnivore for 3 years now. I am reverse aging.
See, it's not too late for me. It could happen. It could
A
happen.
little bit.
Come on.
Gotta rub a little tallow right there.
Just gotta lay off the biscuits.
I've been rubbing the tallow. Come on.
Bacon grease. That's awesome. Okay, we've got a question. I think this is the iron question. We did that one. JCTM6WH, serious. Do you all ever have slight cheat days?
Nope.
No. I did when I did keto. I did every Saturday. I did for years, but not on Carnivore. Basically, from what we were discussing before, I'm a recovering horrible addict, and I've overcome that addiction. So I can't have a slight addiction a little bit here or there. That would be a full-blown relapse. So
I have to tell you that Lynn and I do our study groups on Tuesdays, the keto study group, and we're reading a textbook about ketogenic diets. And we actually learned a couple weeks ago that it takes your body 6 to 7 days to recover from one meal or one thing that you ate that was not ketogenic. And so you mess up your sugars and you mess up your insulin for at least a week every time you cheat. So if you have a cheat day once a week, theoretically, are you ever really getting out of that insulin issue?
Right.
You're just harming all that good you've done every time. Yeah.
So if you do it like I used to do on keto every Saturday cheat day, it's like, what's the point? Like your body's like, yes, we're almost there. We're almost back into that nice ketosis. And then switch it off again. Well, I don't want to try to outdo Renee's story there, but I had this woman on my channel, Molly, and she was saying what could be even worse if you like ignoring the keto part of it is you can flourish the bad gut bacteria for even much longer. That can have downstream effects. So there's so many things that happen. I've been thinking about doing a video. When I started Carnivore, I'm like, oh, this is great. I'm strict ketogenic diet. I'm losing weight. I didn't realize all of the other things that happen in our body. I think it's so important. Like your liver heals. Our livers are all clogged up. Inflammation goes away. There's so many other visceral fat around the organ starts to go away. There's so many other things. Gut microbiome changes. There's like a million other things to think about. But Yeah, that cheat day is a lot more devastating than people potentially realize. Jets Afterburner says, thank God I haven't veered off for over a year. I have this fear of failing and falling back. I don't even allow myself to get tempted. Anyone else like that? So many flashbacks. Like Naham. Yeah. Yeah, I'm similar. Every now and then I'll have a nightmare that someone threw like some birthday cake at my face and I accidentally ate some, but
They just threw it in your mouth.
and it happens in slow motion too. It's like, "Ugh."
No.
I have this great fear that I'll end up back where I was. Like, I am so scared of getting sick again that I think that that strong why. I know why I did this. It saved my life. It really was life or death for me.
Yeah. I'm with you on that one. Yep. Depends on your why, but if it's a matter of life or death, I'm begging for any sort of relief. I'm not going to exchange that for a Twinkie or something. I know I'm going to feel miserable. All right, Janice or Janice, I'm in the Healing Humanity Life membership. Oh, thank you for that. West Coast, Southern California. So I missed your Zooms. Oh, we got to get it.
We miss you, Janice.
We miss you. You can rewatch all of those, by the way.
But also, what'd you say she was? South California? All right. So San Diego meetup. Maybe we get to meet you in person, Janice. Make sure you come to that one. There it is.
January 17th. The link in the description below. For those that weren't here earlier, we've got some meetups coming up. HealingHumanity.movie/events. Link in the description below.
Would love to meet you out there, Janice.
Anna has a question. Tips to successfully be carnivore while pregnant.
Well, I would definitely steer you towards a coach in this area. And I'd be interested to hear what Renee has to say about this too. So, you're eating for two, so it's a little bit of a trickier situation potentially. So you want to make sure that you're doing things as best as you can. So, what do you think, Renee?
I agree. There are quite a few carnivores out there that have YouTube videos about going through their pregnancies while, being carnivore. I personally, I had to go ketogenic during both my pregnancies because I had diabetes with both my pregnancies, but I have no experience working with anybody who was pregnant while doing it. Do I see that there's any issues? I mean, you're eating the proper human diet. So, but I agree, Adam, 100%. I would find a coach or at least find somebody who's been through a carnivore pregnancy and talk to them.
All right. Would you brine a chicken? This is an Ashley question. Would you brine a chicken the same way, I guess, as a turkey for smoking?
Yep, absolutely. Can absolutely brine a chicken the same way. Now, I wouldn't use as much salt because that's one thing that can be a little bit tricky is getting that. That's why actually I was doing this one is more of it is kind of trying to get a good ratio down. I like a lot of salt. So typically if you're using a kosher salt, you use about 1 cup to every 4 cups of water. But that can be pretty heavily salty. So if it's too salty for you, next time back off the salt a little bit. Just depends on how you like it. But absolutely, you do it with chicken.
Thinking for myself, when my 24-year-old son died in an accident, I turned to food and crying while I ate. 90 pounds later, I realized I needed an attitude adjustment. Keto first, but carnivore saved me. Wow.
That's amazing.
Oh, my goodness.
Amazing.
So sorry to hear about that.
Yes.
Glad you found healing. Incredible.
Yeah, but I guess on that point, I mean, there's a lot of people that find comfort in food. I mean, that's right. Comfort food. I mean, that is one of those things that's a mindset shift too, that it's so hard because especially when you have all those traditions or good things that you remember and it's this kind of what and you go back to, right? So that's hard. So I'm so glad you're able to stick through and stay carnivore and find healing. Good job.
All right. Susan Lydia asks, this may be a doctor question. We're not doctors here, but let's see what you have to say. When doctors say cut your salt, and that's what causes you to retain fluid, what do you all do? Is it cutting carbs and sugar that they won't mention?
So yes, sort of. Salt can cause water retention in some people. The salt, what we learned the first day of nursing school was that salt follows water. So anywhere so if you have a bunch of salt, water is going to be with it. And so, yeah, you can get some, you can retain some of that. But I have noticed that most of my patients, when they cut the carbs and the sugar, it's not the salt that caused the problems. It was the carbs and the sugar.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's definitely. Well, I just went through a class on this literally minutes before this call, and hyperinsulinemia causes you to retain excess salt in the adrenals, so and in the kidneys. So that's really where the problem is. It's not the salt. It's more than likely the sugar that's causing the issue with the hypertension. So yeah, it's they need to be addressing the sugar and the excess carbs and the starchy vegetables that's causing the hyperinsulinemia that's causing you to retain the salt.
And it's really sad that that's not the conversation that you have with your doctor. It's always salt and fat are the culprits, and it's never the sugar or the carbs.
Yep.
Yeah.
Holy molar. Question. Can you reverse coronary artery disorder? So I would defer to Dr. Philip Ovadia for that one. Maybe check out what he has to say. He's got some incredible work in there. But from everything I've learned from listening to him over the last couple of years is much of the heart disease we get is caused from insulin resistance and inflammation. And so fixing your metabolic health can improve many of those things. I know it has for me. I've reversed my congestive heart failure, and my lifelong irregular heartbeat has reversed. And I've had so many people leave comments on my YouTube channel that have had all sorts of different heart issues improve, at the very least, eating a carnivore diet. But I would definitely check out Dr. Ovadia. All right, Rachel asks, do any of you eat dairy?
Yes, I do.
Yes, I do.
I do not.
A little bit.
Carrie eats it and didn't realize it, but
yeah, my wife poisoned me with dairy.
No, I still have some cheese, but again, I think that's just it's one of those things. If you're finding it affects you, then it's definitely something you can remove. I've got a buddy who's going to be doing this with me, and starting December 1st, he's going to be starting carnivore, and I'm going to be doing lion diet. So we're going to cut it all out and
Nice.
see how it impacts.
Good stuff. Yeah, I like the advice. If you are going to do dairy, maybe see how you feel. Like Ashley said, if you tolerate it, it's probably good to do it as like a condiment versus a meal. Yeah. I used to do dairy on keto, and I would get these big bags of cheese cubes and just devour the entire thing. So probably like a slice on a burger is okay, but devouring an entire bag of cheese cubes, probably not so good. Could be very addictive. A lot of people stall out on carnivore because of cheese or dairy.
Yeah. And that's something Laura Spath said early on that I heard that I always love. She said, treat it like a condiment, like it's just a little bit here and there. If that's your go-to, then that can be where it's definitely problematic. You're probably eating way too much dairy, and that can be that way for a lot of people. It's easy to go to.
Sally asks, how can I get myself to eat more on carnivore? I'm not hungry, so I don't eat much. Can eating enough be harmful?
Eating not enough
be harmful.
Yeah.
This is one of those tough questions where we probably need more info.
Definitely. So yeah, not eating enough can be harmful. You need to have enough amino acids. You need to have enough fat and cholesterol in your diet in order to there's essential nutrients that you need to be eating, and if you're not eating enough of them, then you can potentially have problems. But like Carrie said, we need to have follow-up questions with you to find out exactly where you're at on your health journey, to know if you're having a problem or not. And also, if typically what some people will do in order to increase their appetite is start exercising. So that could potentially help to ramp up your metabolism as well. So I don't know if Renee, you got anything to comment on this?
I do know that I fell victim of not eating enough, and I fell into the OMAD, eating just one steak a day, and actually tanked my thyroid and ended up on thyroid meds. So yeah, you need to make sure that you're eating enough every day, because not only can you get muscle wasting and other stuff, but our metabolism really needs to be fed. So you don't want to overeat, but you don't want to undereat. So make sure that you're getting the appropriate amount of protein, but it's really hard to answer without specifics on what you're already eating.
All right. New here. I'm on day 18 to 20, already feeling better, losing weight. My daughter Lily is switching over as well. She's 20. So excited. That's incredible.
Excellent.
That's awesome.
I've got a daughter, Lily, that's 20 also.
Oh, wow.
Congratulations.
That's right.
All right. Uncle Charlie wants to know, how much bacon are you allowed to have on a diet? Thank you.
Yeah, I'd say whenever you're starting out, especially if it's part of that process to keep you vested in eating meat, I'd say eat as much as you want to. I think there's probably an addiction point at some point where your bacon's one of those that it's just hard to stop on. So, but I know for a lot of people who are making that transition, especially from the standard American diet, bacon is a great go-to. I wouldn't shy down from eating it if that's going to keep you from eating other things that you shouldn't be. So, don't know where you are on your journey, Uncle Charlie, but that's, I don't think probably too much. I don't know. Kerry could probably speak to the bacon addiction a little bit stronger. He still eats a lot of bacon, don't you? But you're doing great. So,
Yeah. Be careful.
Did you?
No. I'm pretty good on the bacon, but when your family gets mad at you because you eat all of it, that's when it becomes a problem. But other than that, health-wise, I've been fine with bacon. Terry says, how is it possible to eat 13 pounds of chicken and 2 pounds of beef in 4 days and lose 2 pounds? Wow.
Ashley could probably answer this because I've seen him eat probably twice that in half the time.
There you go. Hey, I make sure Brazilian steakhouses don't get my money for nothing.
Right.
Carnivore Hercules fasted 38 hours. And to my surprise, my energy increased noticeably. Has anyone had the same experience? I have, yeah. And it's kind of incredible, right? It's kind of hard to wrap your brain around. You guys have probably heard me talk about this, but I once did an 8-day fast, a water fast, and I did pull-ups every day, just maxing out. And I was able to do more pull-ups every single day. And on the 8th day, I did more pull-ups than I was ever able to do before that. And that was fasted. So the body's kind of really amazing and a mystery that way. But I've heard that from other people as well, their energy increasing while fasting. Some of it depends too on, I guess, on where we are in our journey. Like I think when I was fasting at that point, I had more body fat, so I had more fuel in the tank to kind of burn through. But yeah, that's incredible. Jets Afterburner question: any New York City, Long Island meetups?
Nothing scheduled yet. However, I know Dr. Kiltz has been wanting to do something up in the New York area for a long time. Syracuse was on the books for a little while, and then it fell off. I can't remember what the complication was there, but yeah, it's got to be coming at some point. Now I don't know about Long Island specifically, but up in that area, once we get anything confirmed, healinghumanity.movie/events. We'll definitely post it there, and we'll try and update each week on this too. It's one of the ways. How do you communicate to everybody out at the meetups? We joke about this in the group because sometimes, no matter how many times we say it or where we post it, there's always people that want to know or like, oh, I wish I'd have known about that. So keep spreading that. If people are interested in finding a meetup, keep visiting these Thursday night calls. We'll announce them there, but also on the healinghumanity.movie/events website. As soon as we confirm, they'll be posted.
And also our newsletter. So sign up for the newsletter, and we'll make sure that we send that info out to you there as well.
Yep.
Yeah. HealingHumanity.movie. You can watch our new trailer, sign up for our newsletter, get the merch, see all the events we got coming, all at HealingHumanity.movie. Debbie just renewed her HH Life membership. I have struggled now for too long. I fell off hard last November, gained 20 of my 50 pounds lost. I decided I'm going to start and prove to myself that I can do it.
You can do it, Debbie. I think I seen you there tonight on the Zoom call, actually. So yeah, if you need any help directly, you're able to direct message any of us on there, the panel, Carrie, myself, Lynn, Renee is on there, Ashley's on there. You can just direct message us if you got any questions, and we'll definitely help you out.
Yeah, we got you. And you got this. Having that community is such a big part of this, I think, for so many people, because when you're trying to do this and you're living in a world, you're really the odd one out if you're doing carnivore. So we got you. To encourage you also to check out many of the Zoom calls we talked about earlier, the Breaking Addictions calls, the Q&A call we have on Tuesday, Inspire Together on Thursday, Dr. Expert Wednesday. It's always fun seeing new faces and chatting with folks in those calls. All right. Well, we're getting towards the end of the hour. We're going to do the drawing for the Healing Humanity membership in just a minute. Before we do that, Adam, Renee, Ashley, do you guys got anything big coming up? Maybe we'll start with Adam over on Carnivore Today. And just a reminder for those that jumped on, you can subscribe to Adam, Renee, and Ashley. There's a link in the description below so you can follow them on YouTube. Adam, what you got coming up?
Well, I do have a video in the works. Hopefully I'll be able to get it done soon before I hit 2,000 days on carnivore, but I've surpassed 1,000 days on carnivore, and I had blood work done, and I'm going to have Dr. Ovadia run through a little bit of that blood work with me and show everybody what the results are of eating a strict carnivore diet for 2.5 years. And surprise, I'm not dead. So that's might be a little bit of a spoiler alert for that, but that's coming hopefully within the next 2 or 3 weeks.
Love it.
Nice.
Renee, do you have anything you want to mention or shout out?
No, I don't have anything going on. Lynn and I and Carrie, we do our carnivore study group, our keto study group on Tuesday nights, and that's about it.
Awesome. And Ashley, Carnivore Brothers.
I too surpassed my 1,000 day on carnivore. I have a little bit of a video coming out on that, but I'm trying to prioritize before Thanksgiving my little turkey video. So that should be coming out here hopefully within the next couple of days. I got to edit, put it together, but talk about a different, let's see, the addiction. I don't know what you want to call it, but I've been sitting there staring at this turkey leg for the last hour while we're on this call, and I have not taken a bite yet. So I want to take a bite. No, I had some of it earlier. It's delicious. Excited about putting that video out, and got several others that are 90% there that hopefully will get out on the channel here very soon.
Good stuff. I am 24 days shy. 24 days shy of 1,000 days on carnivore. 24 is my favorite number. It's coming up quite a bit lately. All right, we're going to give away a 30-day membership to HealingHumanity.life. And if you don't win, special offer, link in the description below. Get 50% off right now. The winner is Don. Congratulations, Don. Adam, how can Don claim their prize?
Well, Carrie, Don Schunger 4054 can go to healinghumanity.movie/giveaway, fill out the form, and Lynn will promptly send you a link for a .life Healing Humanity Life membership. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
There you go.
Good stuff. Well, thank you so much, Adam, Renee, Ashley, and thank you everyone for all of your questions. We do this every Thursday, 6 p.m. Central. So we hope to see you on the next one. Have a good night, everyone.
Thank you. Thanks for all the support, everyone.
Beep.